Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 29th of April 2021. In today's video we're going to start off with some words from Gary Rowett. So we've got a couple of stories about Gary Rowett's opinions on various matters. We're going to start off with this one. This is from news@den.co.uk. It says Millwall boss on Super League collapse after protests from fans of Arsenal, Chelsea and Spurs. So that was it a week ago, or was it longer than that? 2 weeks ago? I think it was not last Sunday, the Sunday before, wasn't it? Time flies, doesn't it? But yeah, so they announced it 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, and literally by the Tuesday and the Wednesday it had collapsed. So, but we're finally getting words from Gary Rowett about it. I presume now it's easier to talk about because it's done and dusted. So let's jump into it. Millwall's Gary Rowett praised fans and players for coming together to voice their opposition to the proposed European Super League before the project collapsed amid fury at the plans. There was widespread disbelief and anger in the game when it was announced that 6 Premier League teams had signed up to the ESL: Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United and Tottenham to form a new midweek competition to rival the Champions League. AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus and Real Madrid were also to be part of the league. It was seen as a cabal of clubs trying to maximise earnings, with JP Morgan providing a £3 billion grant in a league in which the founding members were always guaranteed their place. But less than 72 hours later, the 6 English clubs had pulled out, with North London clubs Arsenal and Tottenham apologising to their fans. That was after supporters held protests outside grounds last week, even after the collapse of the ESL. Fans of Arsenal and Spurs demanded the resignation of their boards. Players such as Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson also spoke out against the project. Fans and players at the top clubs came out and stood side by side, which was brilliant, Rowett said. There is that divide sometimes in terms of what people think of players, the money they're paid and the feeling of, this is our club, it's a working class club. Ultimately, they stood side by side and had the same message. You can't do this is ridiculous. No one will enjoy it, no one wants it, you can't take the clubs away from their origins, their history and their traditions. I thought it was brilliant. It kind of capped off the end of the season, to a certain degree, with COVID and no fans. It made everyone realise we're all in it together, and it's not about the vast rewards, the TV rights for some of the big clubs and the power they've got. So, pretty bog standard opinions there from Gary Rowett about the European Super League. Moving on now to this one, another story. This is instead from the londonnewsonline.co.uk, which is South London Press's online website. And it's about the social media boycott, which is starting tomorrow at 3 p.m. If you get on Twitter and Facebook, you won't find anything from a lot of sporting companies, sports clubs, sport companies. I think Sky have decided to join in now. Later today, the Racing Post said they're going to do it as well. Yeah, they're I think for the whole weekend. I think until Monday. I'm not sure. I don't really care. It's just a gimmick, isn't it? If they really give a shit, they would just stop using Twitter, because Twitter's a fucking cesspit. Some smart people have figured that out a long time ago and stopped using it. So here we go. Let's start reading this. Millwall boss Gary Rowett: social media companies need to take greater responsibility. Gary Rowett has called for social media companies to take more responsibility ahead of English football's blackout of all those platforms this weekend. All the major organisations, including the Premier League and the EFL, have joined together to not post or upload content on social media over the bank holiday weekend. The move is aimed at hitting out at racial and discriminatory abuse on social media and has got the support of all EFL and Premier League clubs. I have never done it, said Rowett, referencing using social media. I've never really embraced it. I can understand how it is used positively. All the benefits for young and old, keeping in contact with people, some of the major things you can use it for. Okay, boomer. But people say things on social media they wouldn't say to your face if you met them on the street. Creates a lot of negativity. For every 2 or 3 positive comments, you end up getting 7 or 8 negative ones. It's a little bit of a pack mentality that people then jump on the back of, and it spirals. Well, let me tell you, Gary, don't have a look on any of the Millwall forums, will you? Yeah, a lot of people are not too happy with the way you do things sometimes, but some people love you. But anyway, let's carry on. It's like anything, we're all good. We all read good things about ourselves, but as soon as you read a bad thing, then it's not quite so nice. If those comments are abusive and of a racial nature, or any that are discriminatory, then it is not what we want. Social media is a very easy tool to be anonymous and abuse people, and for that I choose not to use it. Everyone is trying to make a stance, rightly so. The big companies need to take more responsibility and have a system where they can't be anonymous. It should be like setting up a bank account that you have to give address and details. It is a platform for freedom of speech, but it's got to the point where if it's being used in the wrong way, then there has to be some kind of monitoring system. So, Gary Rowett, they're going full authoritarian. Fuck your freedom of speech. Give us your fucking bank account and a gas bill. We want to know where you live and where you work before you post anything online. So if you post something that we think is naughty, we're going to come around and arrest you and sentence you to 10 years in jail for calling a person a rude word. Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer. There you go. Moving on. Not going to say anything else. Ben Thompson is back in training. Full training. He was training before, but now it's full training. There was a thing happening. This is from the londonnewsonline.co.uk. There was the team trained at the Den. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And they put some pictures up online on Twitter, ironically, of the team training. So we've got Ben Thompson back in training. So let's have a look at this. It says Ben Thompson back in full training for Millwall ahead of Saturday's match against Bristol City. Ben Thompson is set to be back in Millwall squad for their final home game of the Championship season on Saturday. The midfielder 25 has been ruled out since the 3-2 loss at QPR in the middle of March. The Lions face Bristol City this weekend. Tomo will be back available, said Millwall manager Gary Rowett. He has trained this week and looked really sharp. Whether it is too soon because he's been out a little while, we will assess that off the back of the next couple of days. Mason Bennett just felt tightness in his glutes, so we'll see how that develops. At the moment, we don't want to take any risks with players, but at the same time you want to go out and give yourself the best possible chance of winning the game. So Ben Thompson back in training and probably going to be on the bench for Bristol City game. Yeah, it's good. Good to see him back. Moving on now to the last story of the day, and yeah, I brought you in yesterday's video about, I think the last 2 videos, yesterday's and the day before, were being linked with players now. You know, these clickbait churning website factories, clickbait farms, whatever you call them, they're pushing out story after story after story about clubs being linked with players, and we've got our 3rd in a row now. This is from Football Insider 247.com, whatever that is. Whatever that is. Sources. Preston and Millwall lead race to sign ex-Liverpool star Brannigan. And it says Preston North End and Millwall are leading the race to sign Oxford United midfielder Cameron Brannigan this summer. Football Insider can exclusively reveal the 24-year-old has been one of the League One side's standout performers this season, and his future will depend on whether Oxford win promotion or not. A recruitment source has told Football Insider that Millwall are long-term admirers of the former Liverpool youngster and tried to sign him last summer. Brannigan still has just over 2 years remaining on his contract at Kassam, having penned an extension in August of last year. He has made 36 appearances across all competitions this season and has played a pivotal role in Oxford winning 4 of the last 5 league fixtures. Such form has helped lift Carl Robinson's side back into playoff contention with 2 games of the season remaining. Born in Manchester, Brannigan has amassed 140 appearances for Oxford since his arrival from Liverpool in January 2018. The central midfielder has made his debut for the Premier League Giants in September 2015, but ultimately failed to establish himself as part of Jurgen Klopp's plans. The former England under-20 international played 9 times for the Reds before a loan move to Fleetwood Town in the second half of the 16-17 campaign. A permanent move to the U's would follow for Brannigan, and he has excelled under the management of Carl Robinson in the past 2 seasons. His development has not gone unnoticed by Championship clubs, and if Oxford fail to achieve promotion via the playoffs, Millwall and Preston United will look to pounce. Well, will we though? Will we? I'm not too sure. I do remember being linked with him last season, but last summer. But we've now signed Kefton Beld and George Evans. Now, if Sean Williams is gone, if he doesn't stay on as a player, we probably need another midfielder. Though we've got some decent youngsters. We've got Billy Mitchell. We've got Ben Thompson. We got Kefton Beld. We got Ryan Leonard to come back. So, would you want pay money to sign a player in the middle? I'm not too sure. You could probably pick up. Is he going to be a game changer, a match winner? Probably not. Probably not. So, I don't know. I can't see it happening. It's another one of these clickbait things, and I thought I would just bring it to you because this is a Millwall News channel, and this is apparently Millwall News. And any player we're linked with, I'll bring you the details, and I'll tell you if I think it's bullshit or I think there might be something in it. But here's the thing. The new recruitment guy's coming in now, Harvey Bustle. So I would think that he would have a say on the type of players we're going for now, which is why we've got Kefton Beld and George Evans. And I'm pretty sure maybe that the players we were interested in last summer, that the new guy is probably not going to be too keen on them, and he's got his own options. I would imagine he'll try and push them and try and dissuade people from signing players from before. But that's just what I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.